What up? What up? Again, we are back. This is the Rekt Hour Plan B. As you can see, Crypto had a broken prophylactic, and we had to have options, not stock options, just options. So, let's see. I think I got to figure it out. IG, I am not even reading that out loud on my station. I don't know where you learned that either, boy. Alright, what I miss? Any questions in there yet? So how did you guys like the last show? Asked you over on KJ's side. What do you guys think? We had some unresolved business going through some shitcoins, so we're gonna go through things like Ether and stuff again, and look at our analysis and what we talked about last stream, and move on to some other things. We ran a little long, so we cut it in that one. Jezebel, respecting the bits. KJ, don't be selling no bootleg shirts at my fucking party. Bootleg casual merchandise. They're watching you right now.
I like those glasses. That shit is dope.
Jess said last stream was fire. Appreciate it. Glad you dig it. There's a lot of stuff to unpack in that one, so you might need to watch it a couple times. And we're back pretty quick, so we're gonna pick up where we left off on some of the stuff we were analyzing last time. So, did you guys have any questions from the last one? Because there was a lot. It was like almost a fucking feature-length movie between the two sides. You guys didn't come back with any questions to leave off on? I know we're talking about impeachment and stuff. We'll look at the markets again because we've been talking about that in Dastardly Worlds also. Rolling, flinging bits for tits. No tits on this show, KJ.
Oh, it was DK.
Well, apparently KJ is trying to fill the role.
Oh, shit.
And trying to wait for my cousin to roll through. You already know. On guard. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, the current climate today is very much like the 1980s. It's all of it all over again. And we've been talking about this as we move into the era of space cash. You have a Cold War, a nuclear, arms race again. You had a project called Star Wars, which was nuclear weapons in space. You have today, that was the 80s. You have us with Russia talking about putting a nuclear starship in space and possibly weapons out there. You have a Middle East situation that now with what Trump just did in Syria, abandoning the Kurds is a fractal of what happened that basically created ISIS with the Mujahideen and Osama bin Laden. That they weaponized them and then fucked them over and literally created like the first version of this shit. So it's so fractal in the 1980s. It's quite crazy. And at the same time, all that crazy shit was going on in the 80s. You were at all-time highs as we pushed out into like 1986, 1987, 88. So it was quite crazy that the world looked like it was on fucking fire. And oh, my fucking cat. It fucking traumatizes me. This cat can open fucking doors, dude. It's so funny. Will you stop that shit? Come here, Ivy. You want your cameo? Will you stop that? Ivy's here for a cameo. Anyways, yeah, so 1980s was quite crazy. So let's take a look at some shit since Ivy's here to fucking heckle me. Okay, this is gold. We talked about this, and I keep passing by and not really staying on it, but the world where it is right now, this is the BTC fractal, obviously the gold fractal for BTC. And you can see the crash cycle that ran over here and the original fear cycle. And now what really looks like a much larger scale version of, what we see in the crash cycle anyway. I hate to draw on this thing because this is my baby, but you look from 4 to 5, you look at this leg here, and when you have a crash cycle, like there's a crash cycle up here and a dump, but there is also possibly a much larger scale version if this fails downward, right? If that fails and price actually finds its way to doing that, I'm not saying that's what it has to do too. There is another scenario where gold can continue to rise, but I'm just showing you like at maybe that resolution, you would consider this to be just a gigantic version of what's over here. So, the world's at all-time highs in markets. World indexes like this guy here, world index funds. This is where the world is right now. This guy only goes from 2009, but this is the basket of all the world's markets. And this is what the world looks like. While it looks like the Middle East is on fire, Russia and China want to kill us, there's all kinds of destabilization. And really and truly, it looks exactly like the way it did. This is on monthly. But at this point, the world's on fire right here. The space shuttle's fucking blowing up, and all kinds of shit's going on around the world. And this is where you're at. It's at that time kind of exactly similar. The world's on fire, but people are terrified. There's a fucking Black Monday. You have a corporate debt fucking situation with United Airlines shit that triggers a fucking massive dump move that wipes people out and bounces immediately into all-time highs. And it's never-ending panic. You're in Desert Storm at this point, and it keeps on going. And there's every reason in the world to keep saying this is going to die. And lots of them very, very much similar to what you're seeing today's climate. So it's quite crazy. Let me kill some of this shit. Anyways, that's the memo. Shitcoins, we'll get to those. I'm not going to talk about any micro cap stuff, but we're going to talk about some trends that we see in there, like what KJ was talking about, that many of these guys have pretty much been in a down cycle since April, outside of Link, and a couple standouts. How does the debt burden then compare to the debt burden now? I mean, our debt is fucking mooning. If you look at it, any graphs or estimates of M3, Nova Inc. 1,000 bits, rain, make it rain. Thank you, sir. And Nova Inc. shared some rewards with you guys. Good shit. Ivy makes her cameo. She rose. Damn, BTC Booger. I missed that one. Respect. Why Tesla continues to have such a large amount of short sellers? I'll come back to that one. Yeah, BTC Booger. That's a good question. If corporate debt has been expanding naturally, is there really as much real economic growth? The problem is, Crypto Stephanie, you asked some pretty good detailed questions. The problem is that people don't understand the debt and money credit that comes from it. They think of money one way and they think of debt as another way. They think of it more like they think of their own personal debt. And what I've said in a few shows is that simply to think about it, right, if you ever look at the balance sheet of a corporation, it's debt, liabilities, and owner's equity that makes up a balance sheet. All these corporations, even Apple that has $250 billion worth of fucking cash, still takes on debt because they're using leverage. If you take all the cash you have and you plant it into a business idea and have no fucking excess cash, you can't actually do anything else. You're completely stuck. A person who uses debt can take the same amount of capital you have and do multiple projects. The cost of capital will take some of the margins out, but the overall expansion that they can have from leverage will let them outcompete you anyway. That's what you do when you go to BitMEX and you get leverage. You buy more BTC than you otherwise could. Sorry, my son and my cat. So we use margin. You don't take all the money you have to buy a car, and you don't take all the money you have to buy your house. because it's more efficient to have some of your capital to do multiple things. So you take car notes and you take your property, even knowing that you won't see the life cycle of a house or a car. You can finance it for a period of time, and the inflation of the currency allows like the forward value of debt to actually, diminish from inflation. So you benefit in all kinds of ways by using margin. That's what the government is really doing in a fractal sense, like a business, maybe not as efficiently as a private business, but expanding the balance sheet really expands the assets valuation in terms of the money credit that's expanded with the debt base. You are doing nothing different than what businesses do. You're levering the planet's assets to produce more assets, and the money credit resulting from that, exponential growth of debt we've seen is literally reflected in the price of the graph itself. This pretty much follows the expansion of here. If you're new to seeing the stream, we did this in the last one. We're honestly going to talk about shitcoin in a second. All right, this over here is a logarithmic DAO. And that's the DAO going back, from the inception of the Fed. This really is a graph of the expansion of the money supply, if you thought about it, and all the assets in the country repricing in terms of that ever-increasing paper. It's not an accident it looks like this. They know what they're doing. So I think a lot of people think about the debt of the country like revolving debt. You have a credit card, and like if I don't pay it back, they're gonna fucking come after me. It's not that. We have produced more assets for more of the debt that we produce. Lots of people act like, well, when Ronald Reagan was in office, we had like $4 trillion of debt, and then by the time you end up, where Trump is, we're north of.
They can't see the chart.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Bang, chart. So this entire curve, I said, is expansion of the money supply. Appreciate the heads up. See, how long have y'all been sitting there and knew that shit?
It was like 10 seconds.
It's all good. So, right, you see this entire market, it's 100 years, and this is really the expansion of, since the inception of the Fed, how much debt's been added to the system and money credit. You really priced assets in terms of an expanding balance sheet of the Fed. So what I'm saying is, like, you look at the structure of this thing, it's really well structured, And you look at the fucking stock runs of each shockwave, this was fucking Nixon's impeachment, this is Obama coming into office, this is, down here, this is the New Deal, FDR, saving the fucking, the Depression. This entire structure is not accidentally like this, like they don't know what they're doing, it just somehow worked out. This is a really well structured pump, don't you see it? If you saw us in a shitcoin, you'd be like, boy, the guys running this fucking pump know what the fuck they're doing, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Yep.
You would look at this and go, wow, that's a pump for the century right there. Look at this motherfucker. It's a beast. These people know what the fuck they're doing. And you're at all-time highs right now talking about fucking things that are similar to, like I said, 1986, right? You go over here and you look at it. Where's my 1986 update chart? I have one that has like an update to this. You know what? I think that's made somewhere else. I'll have to go get that from somewhere else. But I have a 1986 update to this that's actually pretty interesting. Let me see if I can pull it up over here. Shut up, Ivy. Let's see. We just talked about this in the room. So this is it. This is the same graph, but this is the one that's on the screen before was made in 2016, right after Trump's election. This one on the right is made. Ivy, in or out? What up? This one on the right was made December 12th while the market was tanking in the last quarter of 2018. So, all right. One of the things that I noticed in it that was pretty interesting, look at the fractal similarities across the last 100 years, is there was a structure in 1955, 1986, and October 2018 that were eerily similar. And the conditions in the world are very similar between this period where our president took office and got into a Cold War, and this period where pretty much another actor took office and got into a Cold War. Lots of things are similar, and at this point, you're at the highest point the market's ever been, with everyone thinking Armageddon's next. It's unbelievably similar. And then somebody asked me a Tesla question. I gotta give him the Tesla question answer. Let's see. What was his Tesla question? Why do they continue to be
Why
selling
are so
short
many people
sellers?
shorting?
I'm on logarithmic. No, I'm not. I mean, Tesla's got haters. You know, Musk is people hate. You know, if you talk about it, hate and logic. Hate is an emotion, and emotion and logic don't occupy the same space at the same time. There are a lot of people who just like to see him fail. You know, it's that combined with it's the first of its kind what he's doing, and that's common. Most people, when something is rare, most people don't believe in it yet. So it's actually quite normal what you're seeing. People are betting against, you know, the innovator. Not gonna say
Also,
that his antics publicly haven't warranted some fucking serious scrutiny, but like, you know, that's just common. People don't like to see you win. What are you gonna say, KJ?
I said also, I mean, you got to think of who fails if he wins. Like, so
Everybody else that has has the money to put propaganda out against him, you know, in the oil industry does not want to see him win. It's
yeah,
not good for anybody.
that's why every time you see a Tesla malfunction, they slap it across the news, like, "Oh, the Tesla lost control. Blah, blah, blah. See, don't go that way. Like,
Oh
no
yeah,
progress.
Tesla caught
Stick with
fire.
us."
He
Yeah,
said
but
Tesla caught fire like a gasoline powered car has never caught
yeah,
fire before.
like they've never done a recall before, or none of these accidents have happened due to malfunctions with a Jeep or any other
It's the
car.
same thing as like Bitcoin, right? Oh, Bitcoin could be used to buy drugs, like fucking cash isn't. Like, you know, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
that kind of spin.
they're paid and bought for to influence people, but it's not going to stop.
What did I just move? Huh? I see something. Let's see. Hey,
So you think Tesla, you think Elon's a fraud?
I didn't. Who said that?
No, not you. No, no, no. Crypto Steven.
Why is he a fraud? Tell us. Why is he a fraud? I'm curious.
He says awful CEO, great CTO. Huh. I mean, I don't see how you could consider him an awful CEO at this point. I mean, like I said, yeah, he's done some questionable antics, but he's running what, 3 companies at the same time.
He's fucking working
All
on getting to Mars. He's fucking got a fucking, you know.
you know, he took on, like, his competition was superpowers of the world, literally. So when you think about like launching rockets into space, like, who's doing that? Like Russia, China, America. It's not like, wasn't privatized really. Um, so these are huge budgets, and he figured out a way to do it for a fraction of the cost. Where now they're going to have to come to him for his technology.
Right. I see
I mean,
something
and
like this.
who has the foresight to look at that market and say, hey, you know, there's a scarcity here. Like, that's a great CEO. The fact that, you know, that's a
Watch,
visionary.
watch this, KJ. You wanna see something funny? Alright, I know I'm looking around like a crazy person, but trust me, this will be funny in a second. Watch. Alright. Why is it so skinny? Alright, 1, 2, 3. Stop run. 4. Major download. Oh, wait a minute. I'm off right there. I see this thing. Wrong map, wrong map. Let me try it again. Make that thing bigger. What's it doing? I see a setup in here that looks really hilarious in Tesla. Breaks the high, stop run, kick somebody in. Pull up the classes.
He just says he thinks he keeps breaking security law and doesn't understand how to properly run a business. I never said he's not innovative. All right, fair. I'm just saying the fact that if regulators actually decide to come after him, he'd be gone very quickly.
He's kind of possibly making a setup similar to that.
Ah.
Look, I want to sit back and forth. Look, see it?
Yeah. Go back real quick. Let me see it.
Which one? This one? Oh, Tesla. There's Tesla.
Yeah. No, the Tesla.
There's Tesla.
What resolution is that?
That's just the 3 hour. I'm probably gonna get a better resolution. Let me try it daily and see how it looks.
That's May. Oh yeah. Yeah, I fucking bought that. Remember, that was the day the Fed came. Powell's announcement.
That whipsaw is like right about, I want to say like right here, right between this pissed off guy, this high right here, and then he breaks that high and fucking stops you in. That's this right here. And right now people just about had it with fucking Elon and his bullshit. They're right about there.
Yep.
It's possible.
SEC's gonna get him any day now.
Just don't tweet anything, Elon. Just don't tweet. Pretty funny. You see these patterns over and over again. How funny is this shit? You ever read this one? This one's hilarious. Come on. How many of you have ever experienced this cycle before? Be honest.
Oh yeah.
I read this ad.
Yeah.
Come on now. This thing looks like it wants to go. But you know what? You don't really do shit. Looks like it's breaking out. Damn. Should have ventured when I spotted it. Fuck it. I'm in this bitch. Stops on your last swing. Low time. Get paid.
Unreal. Stop that already.
You won't shake me. Go ahead, KJ. Read it.
Looks like a double booty fulcrum breakdown with a side of fractals. I know this pattern. All in short. Stops over last swing high.
You fucking son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Oh my fucking god. Now it's going.
All right.
Let's tell the rallies.
Okay, come on. What the fuck, rally, you piece of shit? Then you already know what happened. You see this? This is exactly pretty much crypto, right? All the fucking way down. And then when it started pumping out of the bottom of Lucky 13, everybody and mom wanted to sell it. You know, it was the fucking funniest shit.
Yep. Why do you hate me?
It's manipulation. When the market doesn't do what you think it should, it's always manipulation. Remember that. The Fed did it. Or China. Or both. Whatever makes you sleep well at night.
I really wish I had access to John Wick. Fuck me up. He did the same thing. This is the same thing.
Everyone does the same thing. You see it every time. It's just crazy. The market is the emotional structure of the people. They can't avoid it. They're part of the price. They're like emotionally entangled, you know? Let's see what happens. Let's see if he pukes on him. Alright. Did I get the question answered? I'm sure I missed something. Super Mario, respect.
Questions, guys? With the amount of disdain of many U.S. peeps with China, how come they aren't attacking Alibaba since it's listed in U.S. market? That's from Fractal Owl.
Well, I think Trump threw out something about kicking all the Chinese companies off your exchanges. Just, it hasn't gotten that far yet, but it's still in the cards. Oh, don't say anything. Shit. Should put that definition again of BTC and just let you guys read that again over here. We touched on it in KJ's channel. And I think it's a really important definition that most people don't remember from when he said it, but I think it was the best and most well said definition of value BTC.
Now that definition doesn't apply to shitcoins now, does it?
Why not? The amount of value that goes through the ledger is the market cap expansion needed, right? Why is it different? It's a blockchain asset. Why would it be different?
Right? Because
Any
some,
blockchain
I
asset.
mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, well, I mean, by that definition, they'd all be completely worthless, correct?
No, well, that's the
No,
thing, right? It's he's telling you like if there is like $100 million a day going through Ether's blockchain, the blockchain is going to be the market cap required for that much transactional volume to flow through it. That
right.
if everyone is just in it, just fucking trading back and forth and fucking that's all it is, and it's a pump and dump operation, there's still fucking value flowing through the chain.
Mm,
So he's telling you the fundamental reason that the market cap will expand to X, Y, and Z scale. It's like a garden hose, literally. It's just you and me keep sending shit back and forth through it. It needs to be a certain size for there to be liquidity for this thing to move.
so if theoretically, if let's say this the dominance lets off and breaks down here, alts actually do run, does that fundamentally benefit BTC's price? Even though it's weird because they're trading, they're on opposite sides of the equation,
Right.
but ultimately it is a bullish fundamental for BTC and Ethereum if altcoins were to pump, because then there would be more value or more transactions going through both blockchains.
Again, say that again to me.
So let's say alts pump.
Right.
It would be like a bullish fundamental for BTC. Because people have to buy BTC and they're sending BTC to different exchanges to buy their shitcoins.
Well, like, and having BTC pumping at the same time as shitcoin, it means that there's like a net influx of people at an exponential rate into both chains, into all chains, to BTC and then the shitcoins beyond it. And it needs to come in at a speed that the market basically can't absorb it so that it has to fucking arc the way it does. That's like, in the most bullish part of a bull market tide that happens. There's just so many people coming at such a ridiculous rate that literally almost everybody feels like they can make money.
Right.
You need something fundamentally different to happen to the entire ecosystem of crypto right now to give it some kind of conduit for money to fly in here through something. That was the only real velocity of capital going through the blockchain ledgers, was the influx of people coming in to speculate on shitcoins. There was never utility and transactional volume going through it because of economic activity. It never happened. Crypto's only fucking real velocity of capital came from the market participants that came in to speculate. That's why the market's only full of speculators. Hang on a sec.
Have you heard about the Houston Rockets GM and his support for Hong Kong? Now they're trying to get him fired.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. I saw that.
Yeah, you saw the RuneScape kids too, right? Like Blizzard cut the stream, so
Yeah, they
they were
lost their
playing.
money. They lost all their
Yeah.
money. That's actually quite crazy, I think.
Yeah. There's something also with World of Warcraft too.
I mean, there's a lot of perspective things to be talked about with what's going on in China, because their viewpoint on it is understandable if you really look at it, in a broader scope than the Western media is portraying it. People talking about freedom for it and Hong Kong and whatnot don't realize Hong Kong was stolen from them by the British. So when you leave out the front half of the story, you can talk about, why can't these people be free? Those people were actually fucking colonized. And that's a different kind of conversation. But that's China's viewpoint on it. This is why they're like, what are you talking about? You came in here and carved out a piece of our country and told us these people need freedom. It's like, those are our people. You idiot. Get the fuck out of here. It's a British colony in the middle of fucking China. It's nuts. But that's how the Western media spins shit. And people get to believe it and they go, oh, okay, yeah, the Chinese are just oppressive. They don't deal with things like the West, but the fact is that there is a huge part of the story that's left out of the Western narrative to make it look like the Chinese are just overtly fucking ridiculous in the way they treat people. Ultimately, they're running a pretty efficient engine by merging communism and capitalism into a type of economy that no one's ever fucking seen before, that has, you know, amazing fucking horsepower, to the point that America's trying to stifle them right now, because it's just a moment of time before China is literally going to eclipse everybody and be the leading driving economic force and technological force on the planet, and nobody wants to see that day come. Because the way they deal with business right now, imagine that fucking kind of power on the board of the US telling you you can't do X, Y, and Z, and not willing to negotiate or play nice with you, just telling you, fuck you, I have more power. When China controls the planet, it's going to be a different kind of world.
You already see it. You can't say certain things, right?
No, there is no fucking my civil rights. You'll fucking vanish.
Oh yeah.
Yep, definitely.
That's the scary part about China. That they will fucking make you disappear if you don't cooperate. There isn't any fucking people. There is a collective that's gonna succeed or fail, and they run it like that, like the fucking board. They don't play around.
Just eyes everywhere.
Eyes everywhere. You can't wear a mask because they want their facial recognition tech to basically have control of you.
You saw that thing that they created for Hong Kong that like kind of blocks the facial recognition?
Yeah, I did.
It's pretty crazy.
I forgot to post this. My bad. I'm posting it. The hell is that stupid kitty cat?
Wow, they kicked people out of the Sixers game for saying free HK. Are you kidding?
Wait, when's this, today?
Yeah.
Wow,
It's getting out of hand, dude.
that is out of hand.
They had signs that said "Free Hong Kong,"
And they kicked them
took
out of the
signs
game?
Away. They took the signs away, and then they started yelling, chanting "Free Hong Kong," and then they kicked.
That's in America as well, man.
The
That's
NBA,
scary.
the NBA's got themselves into one hell of a fucking position with this shit. One tweet, bro, and your ass is fucking in a vice. It's
Well,
actually
look at
quite
the
crazy to
number.
watch.
You look at the number of fans that they have in China; it's like 45 million, and then here in America, it's like 25 million. So their base is in China.
Dude,
Yeah,
the base,
Chinese people love basketball.
dude, they have literally said 640 million people they can basically show this to. It's twice the population of the whole fucking country.
It's crazy.
It's a gold mine. Yeah, the NBA's willing to sell their soul for this shit, and they got exposed. It was just public pressure that got Homeboy to respond, like, and kind of defend the GM, but ultimately, America pushing their ideology into other people's cultures is really the fucking misstep of all of it. Like, you're you, they're them, and they don't have to agree with the way you look at things. They're actually far more successful if you look at the scale of that country to anybody else. Like, the fuck are you telling them how to run their civilization for? It's crazy, you know, overstep. So, let's see.
Is
So,
that real? They could just take the money like that? The guy got caught jaywalking, and they just went into his WeChat and took his money.
yeah, their world, yeah, there's no control. Everything
Yeah.
you do can be turned off, turned on, your access to your own money, your life, everything.
America isn't that far away from shit like that either. Like,
America's not efficient, though. They're just not. China's a machine with the way they fucking, you know, built a city that can literally catch you jaywalking and advertise to the whole fucking goddamn block. It's crazy.
it's just like law enforcement's gonna become automated. Like, imagine if every law was enforced like all the time.
Hey, you remember this level, KJ? Remember that level?
The salty bitches, right?
Right. The troll. That was the catch on fucking on Ether. So I actually talked about it briefly on the last stream. So that's D's nuts. That's the range for D's nuts, and then right there again. And this is the shockwave. I even gave you about the duration you could expect based on the amplitude of the flags that you had down here. So he's not quite out of the range yet, you know. He's had a decent move, but like I said, when you look at the trend line coming down from the top, remember a proper trend line connects the highest highs in the declining structure to the ones that are basically creating the new lows. That right now, it can be adjusted from the angle it's at to this, since that's your lowest high that generates the low. And that's what you're waiting for now in BTC. Even still, regardless of the gold fractal, you're still waiting for this thing to beat its trend line, like you are in any kind of flag structure. So at this resolution much lower, We looked at XRP, which I think I should have marked up on here still. That's about the duration required to build a good range. All things being equal, he's still in the range. He's not totally out of it yet, you know.
Yeah,
He's in this,
yeah, not,
this entire climax and recoil, this huge amount of volume in this place right here. This whole range is still kind of sus. But he's just really trading back and forth in what is, you know, typical BTC fashion, a pretty large fucking percentage move. What do we do? XRP BTC? Is XRP BTC we
yeah, that's what we looked at yesterday.
Alright, that was it. And this is what I was telling you. Okay, what just happened there? Right, and I was telling you, you know, watch out for him to get out of the box range. He might not make it just yet. If he's out, define risk that if he goes back in, you just get the fuck out of the way. And that's the thing, like I said, he arced up to this pretty fast. You want to kind of wait to let him get himself out. And you play him when he's out here, you know. Figure it out out here when he's proven he's out, and figure out how to get yourself into it out there, and define risk when you know for sure he's out. If he fails this, come back and do it again. But that was about the right range, and he held. So he's still box ranging. He's not done. With the 60 at.
So from a short perspective,
Where'd it go? I thought it was just on paint bars. So it's still accumulation down here, right? It's still ranging, and this is still what? Over a quarter of a year, a third of a year, it's down here doing it. So until further notice, you know. And XRP Army's euphoria was kind of a giveaway. It wasn't ready to break out yet. Well, some people are already calling what alt season right there. Just 2 days ago too, I saw that. So, you know, when they say alt season, you should definitely tighten your stops. If you haven't learned to do that just yet, I'm sure you have by now. BTC honestly looks structured a lot alike to that XRP BTC chart, doesn't he?
yep. Just a smaller duration. Looks very similar.
Take that back up a time frame. That's literally the same fucking thing, isn't it?
Yep.
It's literally exactly the same thing. So, till further notice, BTC still hasn't proven himself yet. He's still got to really escape the entire, you know, climax and recoil of this entire range. But this is the POC of the shockwave you got down low. So, you know, if you play this off of these nuts, and I know some guys in through Discord did, if you're feeling euphoric, it's probably still going to shockwave somewhere in this range. Right now, I don't think many people caught this. So, I'd keep your eyes on it. Most people were kicked in the fucking nuts literally when it got here, which is the sentiment you need to see. Twitter went dead, most channels went quiet, and that's what should happen when you get to these nuts. And that's why we call these levels the names we do, because they're kind of indicative of the sentiment that'll be in the air when you reach that space. Roger's asked, come on, you already know how much people had problems with him, so he took a shit on crypto. That's why we called it that. You did. You already know. So yeah, that's BTC. So, you know, talking about coins and the trend structure they're in. So this is BTC USD. Let's see. Let's take XRP in dollars. We look at this. I don't know what levels I have marked there, but they're obviously pretty good.
What's the purpose of that larger blue box up there?
Blue box? Where?
Above. The blue with the green outline on your BTC chart. Oh shit, sorry.
Blue with the green outline. Oh. I have no idea. On which chart?
On BTC, the one you were just last on.
BTC?
Yeah.
The blue box. Which one? I was in a couple of them. Let me look. Tell me
It was when you were talking about Roger's ass.
Oh, the blue box above? That's the real Roger's ass. In the green outline? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the real Roger's ass from the adjusted gold fractal. So that's XRP. So I mean, it's really any shitcoin dollar. You know, Litecoin dollar might have been one of the stronger ones off the bottom, but XRP has been dog shit, right? And everybody and their mom waiting for XRP to prove them right. Let's just put XRP over top of it. XRP, USD. We're talking about things being in bear markets and making life hard on yourself, right? This is really from the collapse down. We can actually move forward. Just off the bottom. Right? XRP has been shit. It hasn't done anything. You've gotten screwed if you held it. But the reality is, like, you know, instead of trying to find, like, okay, yeah, LTC was definitely best of breed and the guy to go for. But the reality is that, like, he was an aberration in a bear market. He's still in that. You know, it's not finished. Any kind of a spring you'd want to say, the spring was, it's where I told you too,
Yeah. What?
alright, December,
That it's ready to pop.
huh?
Yeah, like Tagger says, looks like XRP USD is ready to pop. But like when you look at that chart, I don't get why you would say that.
Why would you say that? It looks like fucking ass. It's been looking like it's gonna pop to everybody the entire way down.
Pop your wallet, maybe.
Pop your wallet, right? So December 27th, 2018 was the end of winter. That's what we forecasted for, right? And what comes after the end of winter would be spring. So your spring is really just this part. You're in a recession, a crypto recession right now, you know? So we've drawn that out before. So we go back to what we talked about. This is from Dastardly Worlds, if you guys have watched that. So when we're looking at it, huh? So,
Looking at this, like Litecoin USD. Right. So this is, I mean, we could get, like, it's just like, it looks similar to the same cycle almost as like BTC did last year.
right.
You could get another bounce with a lower high and then go back to the bottom and then fucking dump through that.
Right. I mean,
make new lows and shit.
Whether it turns
That'll
off
be
of
the end.
this and comes out and gives you something to play, or this goes down deeper and comes out of here and gives you something to play, all you have to do is let it fucking break this angle, you know? Let it get through here. You don't have to fucking jump in front of it and change the color. Let it break that angle. That's great. Same color to the other one. Right? Let it get through the angle. You don't have to jump in front of it. That's the thing that people do. Like look at this, right? Okay. Let's use purple. What's to stop it from turning to something that's just a longer version of this, right? Look what this trend is built on. It's built on just collapsing shockwaves. It's very much what you're looking at right here, right? He's just flagging his way fucking downward. Why don't you let him finish, right? Because what does the finish look like? You have time to plan something. This is the finish. This is the turn, right? He'll turn. And he'll do the same shit going back up the other way. He'll flag his way back up the other way. So let him do his thing. Let him rotate. There's no reason to keep jumping the gun. I'll just make it bad so you can see it. Right? Trends are just built of series of shockwaves. And markups of, oops, it didn't work out right. What is it, like, once I draw it in like this, like, look at it. What do you really need to be involved in? Trend fails here. You can play all of this region, right, into the box at the very bottom. This entire place where it rotates and trend becomes choppy, you can give it a second until it reestablishes itself. But the parts you care about are just these areas. So now look over here. Do you really need to try to jump in to figure out exactly where this one, or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one might turn, or that one, or that one? Not really. And that's at the specific resolution. So that's why I tell you, like, you can be patient. Price is never really leaving you. That thought that it's leaving you so quickly, that's FOMO. That's a fear that makes, you know, reality warp to your fucking perception and make you think it's really about to do that in a minute. You know how long it's going to take for this thing to turn? Do you even think about the time it takes for price to turn at some of these higher resolutions? How long does this actually take before he's in the bottom range before he turns around to leave? You had fucking what? Almost 3 fucking months, a quarter of a year for him to turn on a daily resolution. Look at this thing. How long has he been falling? Oops, didn't do that. 80 days. He's been falling for what? 117 days. On a breakdown here, how long can he fall? 190 days, right? If that happens again on this downtrend, just you know, giving you some perspective is what I'm trying to do, right? He could take that long if he matched the same thing. Let him turn. If he's gonna pump, let it turn. There's no reason to rush this. This is what gets people killed. It's what feeds these tides. You don't have to do that. You could define risk halfway through this move and come out with a phenomenal play up here. Anyway. It doesn't have to be the last candle on the bottom, and you don't have to short the highest on the top. That's totally logical. You have a lot of structure to show you like places to play waves that break from major regions of accumulation and shock waves at various resolutions of scale. Right? This is just a really big fucking shock wave over here, isn't it? There's nothing really different about what this is. That guy's just a big ass shock wave and a breakdown that marks down. Right?
Yep.
So look at the region that marked and now make price disappear. Right? That's all you're dealing with. You want to make money shorting in this wave, into this box here if you can, but this is a transition as it turns around, and then this is a trend out. And at any resolution, it's the same thing, right? There's a version of that happening up here too. For it to become a good idea to sell it, there's a transition that takes time, and then price leaves, right? So let's put our price back on, right? This guy is, oops, I'll get that out of here. Time for him to rotate. It takes time to fucking roll around and go back down. Not drawn exactly actively, you get the point. So I'm kind of trying to show you like patience is definitely key in markets. And this concept's true at any resolution of time. It's never really leaving as fast as you feel like it is. That's emotions. Take a break, answer some questions. Catch up on some chat stuff. KJ, see anything good in the chat? What are we missing?
Chef Shui, does this trend reversal analysis work on every time frame? Just have to ask faster. Some of the people that have been around know the answer to this. Every time frame, every asset.
Thoughts of European finance leaders speaking about creating a digital euro that the dollar needs to be replaced. I don't know if I've heard anything about that. Like it's sounding serious. The dollar needs to be replaced. I've been hearing that hype for so long. What's wrong with the dollar? It works just fine. They're working on 6G, yeah. I don't know if that's hype, if anybody knows how 6G works, but they are moving forward to some crazy shit like robotics. I just want to catch up on the top ones. Is clipping disabled? It shouldn't be. I hope it's not. Motherfuckers be clipping shit. Shockwave equals consolidation equals range. Yep. Shockwave refers to the behavior of the price in the ranges. That's why I call it a shockwave. It mimics the harmonic pattern of like a seismograph reading of like an earthquake. So you have huge amounts of, explosive, here, let's go back and look. I'll show you. So I coined that term while I was trading with one of your older crypto OGs. Where is it? I actually had the picture when I fucking realized what I was looking at. I was like, this is a behavior that's part of nature. There it is. Open, says me. That thing. And it was a LTC dump. And I recognize the behavior, you know, the large amount of energy and high volume and the climax low and the recoil and the amplitude diminishing to a point was exactly like the behavior of like a huge amount of energy delivered in the front end of an earthquake and the reverberations as the energy bleeds away. This is basically a time correction. So I coined the term shockwave and removed all that, you know, bullish pennant, all that nonsense. The reality is this behavior has similarity to patterns that are in nature. And so I only call it what it looks like, which is a shockwave. Alright, that was simple enough. Oh, no, screwed up there. Alright, let's see if I can catch up some other questions. Still trying to catch up on my last stream, Spider, you better hurry up. Looks like SFP is ready to pop. So, okay, I heard that one. The flying the same low to use any downtrend, semi trend would be just adjust the trend line to match the newer lows that produce the newest all-time high, if that makes sense. Uptrends and downtrends. Waffles, did you ask me what uptrends and downtrends were? You know I know you, and you had better know that shit. Unbelievable. What the fuck? I have that for you. I will get you uptrends and downtrends. Unbelievable. No, I'm fucking with you, bro. You're not gonna harass you live. Give me a second, I'll get it for you. I have a really cool graphic I made just for that question. And it's always bad to assume that everybody knows like all these like what I consider base, you know, concepts and technical analysis. So nothing wrong with asking the question. I'm just fucking with you.
I was just Googling pictures of shockwaves.
Uh-huh.
And one of them that I pulled up, the title is Low Intensity Shockwave Therapy for Erectile Dysfunction.
Dude, you got,
I don't know why.
wrinkly titties in your stream and you got erectile dysfunction with shockwaves? Come on, man. Come
It doesn't
on.
even add up.
No, it doesn't add up.
But the picture is makes sense. It doesn't.
I don't want to see the
everything else
picture.
is like-
No, I don't want to know anything
No, it has
about
nothing.
it.
No, it has nothing to do with erectile dysfunction. It looks just like the one that's describing like an earthquake. But I don't. I'm not gonna open the link. But I don't know what the hell. It's
Don't open the link. It sounds like a terrible idea. Don't look at that.
Don't look at that. No, look. You have to see what I'm talking about.
No, I don't want to see what I'm talking about.
I'm
What part
putting
of
it in Discord.
Ah, this thing won't load in for me. Oh my god.
No, it's nothing bad. I just don't understand the title there.
Alright, I'll try something else. This fucking Instagram is having a
Oh,
wicked issue.
pressure and rise time. Ah. it's a crash cycle.
Yo, are you hearing a weird sound on
That's
the
what
mic?
it is.
I'm hearing the weirdest noise. Are you hearing like a buzzing bass on the mic? You don't hear that? Okay, I think my mic's doing something crazy.
Hold on. Tell me. Wait. I'm gonna mute myself and we'll see if it's coming from
No, I hear it too. It might be from G-Dog.
Can you mute your mic, G-Dog?
me. Do you still hear it? I just muted myself. Hold on.
Yeah,
tell
who's
me.
doing that? Somebody's fucking crushing us live. Like, what is that? Is it G-Dog's mic? Somebody tell me which one it is.
It's not me, right?
Somebody who's here is just doing it. Yeah. You guys hear that? Like, you know, come on. It's right there. Who's that coming from?
It didn't go away when I muted myself, right?
I didn't hear anything.
Maybe it's me. It might be me. Hold on. Tell me if it goes away. I'm gonna mute myself for 15 seconds.
You guys hear that, right? It's buzzing. Mic check,
Like
mic
a
check.
low hum.
Yeah, it just sounds overdriven all of a sudden. It's gone now. Totally gone. What was that?
Maybe KJ had like
K-
feedback going on.
KJ, open your mic again.
It's something in the basement.
Oh, that's in your house? I was like, what the fuck are they? It sounds like a fucking train's coming at me. It's you. Damn, son. No, it's all good. I'm just fucking with you. Alright. Damn, G-Dog. I force muted your ass. Let me unmute you.
I'm gonna try to turn down the sensitivity. Oh, the thing stopped. Whatever that was. Alright,
Alright, cool.
that's good. It's gone. It's the government.
Alright, I'm trying to find this graphic I made for this. Oh my god, tell me I didn't
It's
do
gone.
it.
It's gone, right?
It's gone, yeah. Damn, I have a really good graphic and Instagram won't load for some strange reason.
I probably clicked the link. I put the link in Discord. You see, it's nothing. It's just it's funny.
Dude, why does it keep doing that? It keeps saying fail to load. Okay, fine. I'll just show you live. It's the perfect graphic though, and you follow me on here, so I know you've seen it. Yeah, it just keeps on not loading at a certain point. That's weird. Alright.
Waffle says when you mention how you readjust to the trend lines because the latest lower high produced the new low, I checked back on my chart and the resistance line was still on the 13.2K lower high from July.
I don't think you need to draw a chart for him, but I'm just going to show what uptrend and downtrend is. Uptrend very simply is a series. Oh, that's not what I was hoping to do there. I'm going to get a chart that doesn't have shit I like on it. There you go, good enough. All a trend is defined as is rising lows, sequentially rising lows, and rising highs, right? And that the lows themselves are rising. This low generates a higher low and higher highs. So you connect the lows. This is a poorly drawn out waveform, but you should get the idea from this pretty easy. You're connecting the lows that generate the next higher high. Not just lows themselves that, you know, when you see like price doing like you can't just connect whatever lows you want. You need to connect the low that generates the high. If that one isn't going to be hit, it's not going to be hit. It's the low that generates the next higher high without cutting through the price to hit it. And that will help you respect the geometry of price if you do that. You don't want to cut through price to say, well, oh, it's almost pretty much hitting that. So like, you know, I could kind of like just go like there, that's the trend line. It's going to fuck your geometry down the line because the angle that's going to happen into the future is going to be off a lot. So I'll show you something like about that. Let's look at this is whatever Dow Jones. So you know, when you can only see this much price, you're going to draw a trend line on it. That's all you can see when he breaks high right here. As soon as that's true, that's what you can draw in. Until he did that, this was the only thing you could do it with. This is honestly the only angle that exists. At this point, until he makes another higher high, which happens with a wick, this is a stop run, you don't really adjust this angle. When he breaks the high again, you would change this and evolve it with the price. You don't want it to sit static and be like, okay, let's leave that into perpetuity. And you maintain its geometry with the price without trying to get in and try to make it like steeper when you see like this price here or getting tighter. Leave it where he's at and price will interact meaningfully with it again in time. So I told you, respect the geometry of price like that. Price will always interact with it properly if you leave it respecting the geometry of price. And even at this point, once it hits here, you would adjust it ever so slightly. Once it fades the line, it crosses back through it, it'd give you a buy entry on the fake break. On the recoil, you could have a play to play this gap, and then you adjust it accordingly. Once it shockwaves across like this, you would continue to adjust it as the angle of price changes. This becomes the only high that you can draw through without crossing through the rest of the price chart, and he gaps through the angle. As long as you respect the geometry of price, you will find meaningful interactions along the angle. So, and your TA should evolve with new things that are emerged in the chart, but still respect those rules. And see, once you end up changing this, as long as you respect the geometry of the low that generates the next high, they'll have meaningful interactions into the future. So it's not that the one trend line you drew has to last forever and ever and ever. It's that you have to be able to evolve along with the real structure of a waveform as it advances. I hope that made sense. Oops. Didn't know that was pointing at my fucking face. So that explains uptrends and downtrends. Okay, did we lose you?
No, I'm here.
Alright, let me catch up.
Got a MACD question.
Shasui price, if I didn't tell you what time frame this shit was in, you wouldn't know the difference. Behavior's fractal, all time frames. The only thing that's different in different time scales is the amount of idiots that fucking fit into it. That's all. Everything we say here is applicable in any scale of time. Gold, where did I get the I-band? It's not an I-band, they're glasses. Izzy, respect on the tip. Don Pet Crumpet, thanks for subscribing, sir. Just got here. Yeah, you got to rewatch the early part. Don't worry. So if you subscribe, you can to check it out when we're done. No more titties in my stream, damn it. It's the government. Yeah, see, let's see. Where I'm catching up. An anonymous cheer. Thanks, man. Whoever that was, appreciate you. I'm just trying to identify the new. Botanical. How far below resistance do you place stops? If you're trying to buy something as it tries to break resistance, that's inherently more risky. That's going to be determined basically in the resolution of time that you take it, percentage drawdown that you want. It's going to be specific to each person. We have specific risk management logic, but I don't actually put that on stream. And you mentioned, but I do give you enough for you to devise your own based on understanding of the price itself. You define your pain. Let's see. Do I use MACD/price divergence as an indicator, and if so, what time frame would you measure instead of a specific time frame, for example? I don't use that. MACD, I can show you how to use one, and I have a show called the MACD Special. If you haven't watched that, I'd seriously advise you to check that out. I think that would help you a lot more than me trying to tell you something like that. Time frame, it doesn't matter. What are you trading? If you're trading 4 hours, you're trading fucking 4 minutes. You're going to configure indicator to use in whichever one of those. You know, there's not a specific time frame, I think, a specific setting that works better for some time frame. I generally use the same setting in all time frames because behavior is fractal in all time frames. If I didn't put the time frame on these charts, you would know what the fuck it was on the chart to begin with. Here, I'll show you an example of that, and I'll pull this up one sec. Oh no, don't open that. One sec. Alright, if you're supposed to put MACD, Winternomics.eth, I have to. Okay, this is the full one. I'm not playing it. I'm just gonna turn it on and show you. Go find this show, and it'll teach you everything about how MACD works. And then I did a 2-part special with Burger Tamagotchi on Twitch, and he has the coding for you how you make one. So if you want to like learn a lot about this, hi Ivy. You will not be denied, I know. Let me get this pulled up over here. What up, Ivy? This right here. This special, go find this. MACD, Force of Will. Just type MACD Winternomics TV, and this one will pop up. This one will show you everything you need to know about how to set up a MACD and what it's telling you, and actually understand what the tool actually does. Instead of like saying, what settings do I use? What do I do? If you understand what the tool actually is telling you about the price, you'll know what settings you want to use. I think when people ask those questions, what settings make me winner? You don't understand what you're doing. You think the indicator is like magically telling you something. That's not how it works. It's a derivative of price, and it's telling you something specific. So understanding what that specific, the MACD is pulling out the price, will let you know what settings we're going to tell you what you want and care about. Hey, stop it. Stop licking me. Let me see. So... Oh, you're going to have to watch me kick the shit out of people in fucking Marvel vs. Capcom for a little bit before you get there. But don't worry, it's worth it. These are the old school ones we used to do. The fucking showdown at the Apollo before we fucking get to the charts. That shit was fun as fuck. Ivy, enough, girl. I think we'll check one of these out for old time's sake. I'm feeling nostalgic. So, you guys got any other questions? I'm catching up slowly but surely. KJ, you see anything else I need to...
I think you covered almost all of it.
Look at this shit.
Somebody asked about Ichimoku clouds.
Ichimoku clouds are for fucking, I can't say that, I'll get pushed off of Twitch. For fucking plant-based pieces of shit. Come here. It's indicated for people that like fucking magic genie bottles. I'll sit back and watch this one with you. This one's hot. Fucking Thanos and Doctor Strange on the same team.
Jesus, just putting so much damage so fast.
With companies staying private longer before listing for an IPO and hitting public markets, if more capital continues to be deployed in the private world, relatively speaking, what impact could that have on public markets? Also in the context of retail investors now getting free trading, quote unquote, with these IPOs hitting markets late.
Yeah, it introduces kind of a dynamic like, Binance wanted. They want you to come in here and just fucking bring capital into the system. The commission-free trading wave is clearly doing exactly that, right? It's sucking people in the door. Think about it. You're at the end of a 10-year bull market, and just now they're having the fundamental shift in the crowd perception to be like, ooh, day trading's a thing. While people haven't even thought about internet day trading for the whole fucking bull run. So they're creating the perception shift that allows for the Donald Trump eggplant. If you guys remember eggplant TA.
Yep.
Oh, get my ass kicked apparently. Who am I playing Burger? Is he kicking my ass?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's Burger. Is it the epic comeback? Wait. Look at this. You see how much I'm down? If I come back from this, it'd be fucking incredible. Uh-oh. Oh, Thanos, the comeback. Are you watching this? This is hot.
I'm watching, yeah.
Oh, he brought it back to life with this son of a bitch. Looks over for Thanos. I don't know. This might not be one of my better ones. What do you think? Call it. Did I make it back in this one?
Nah.
Nah, it looks pretty terminal.
It's a good comeback, though.
Wait, don't say die. Uh-oh. Did you bet against me?
I think I might have a delay. But it looks like you might win now. Thanos has momentum for sure.
Show them.
Burger shook. He's shook. Uh-oh. Of course you win this one.
That was unscripted excellence.
Yeah, right.
What are you talking about? That was ridiculous. I might even go for an encore. No, that was hot.
There's a reason why you played that. That was a beastie comeback, though.
That was a nasty comeback. It's fucking Thanos. Anyway, so what did I say? Let's go back to the chart. But yeah, think about where online commission-free trading has emerged right now. Alright, Dow Jones.
Yep. TD.
We talked about this. Let's get the eggplant TA back out. Alright? We talked about what we're facing right now. Gotta get logarithmic to even see it.
Hey. Big Papa with the gifts.
Huh? What's
Big
up?
and Smalls just gifted out some subs.
Oh shit. So peep it, right? We talked about where's Clinton? Clinton gets impeached. Oh, that's right.
October, right?
I used yeah, it's October 1998. Right here, right. Do Clinton eggplant. This is the Obama eggplant. And then we get a fractal eggplant for Trump over here. So where's November? November's up there. Oh, yeah. Right there, right? Oh, come on. And this looks even better when you see it on the NASDAQ, right? So Trump's eggplant's in this bad boy. But you think about it, right? It's been a decade this has been in motion. And just all of a sudden everyone is now like, oh wow, I can come in and pay nothing. You never get something for nothing. If you guys saw the article I put on Facebook, right? The market makers make like 10 times what they normally do on Robinhood traders than they do on anybody else. They're selling your order flow. They're going to feed you to a shark. To bring everyone to the market and say commission free because fucking plebs think they should have everything for nothing, trust me, you're gonna get it. The fact that people don't want to pay for fucking value means they're gonna make you fucking regret it. When they design something like it's free for you, it is definitely not good for your ass. So they've just now let people who basically doubted Obama's entire fucking presidency, missed all of that, then got Trump's news fucking flow to mind fuck them some more, along with the geopolitical landscape and the shit going on at central bank and missed the pump from Trump's inception, and now you want people to step in here and go, okay, free trading? People haven't cared about fucking trading, day trading the NASDAQ since the bottom of the fucking internet bubble. And this looks even crazier when you look at it in terms of, oh, there's the drawings you did, right. right? You look at this entire thing, and it's quite crazy. This is going to be something nuts. You put commission-free trading at the end of that. Who's it for? That's the exit move, right? That's the move like the tail end of BTC 2017. You need to create a conduit for the velocity of capital to flow through the ledger to expand the market cap. So, who do you think they make it for? People on Wall Street? The only person that says, "Oh, I don't have to pay anything, I get something for nothing," is a dumbass. So, dumbassing the 10-year run, is a bullish thing. If we clear highs, the fundamentals are there to fucking create an arc in the fucking price with an exponential growth of demand over supply from a rapid entry of a bunch of stupid fucking people really quickly. Click that. So, anyway, you get it. Eggplant see it. So, shitcoins again. Let's go back to shitcoins. I know I'm jumping around, but you're having fun with it. Don't lie. So let's pull out some baskets on shitcoins. Again, this is like the most important thing I watch. Just altcoins, my altcoin indexes. Alright, try that again. I'm on NASDAQ, that was a retarded thing. I'm gonna create the time scale. Go back and get Litecoin. Turn on. My fucking trading view is dying. What resolution is this? Okay, I just did the Litecoin wave. Let's zoom back out of this. Okay, so let's leave that shit on there. Where is my labels for the market cap size of Litecoin? There they are. Alright. So again, talking about this, right, and we mentioned this low point right here is a turn of the entire shitcoin market. Litecoin got down to that range, like down where I put this last projection. That'd definitely be worth watching, right? Because that is the low point of volume that actually created this whole bounce. So those are, interesting areas. You have a shit ton of volume through where he is now. This humongous POC.
I can't see the chart, by the way.
You can't? Well, that's good to know. Hang on. My bad. Okay. So I got my market cap here on the side. I'm going to show you this in a minute. So if we look at the trend structure of this in the low point transition, this is where all the big volume is in the bottom. But across time of the last, 2 years from where the collapse happens, this is really like a really major point for Litecoin as far as like volume goes. Looking at that, you could likely, suspect that it's a key point for a lot of shitcoins since the correlation is so high. So like, let's look at somebody that's a piece of crap like EOS. EOS is basically down where the fucking bounce came from, but still as of yet hasn't broken its downtrend. So they're in interesting places, but they're slow to turn. There's not been any real life to it, and you've had some like discount bounces. Link is like your really standout pump, but again, you're in a downtrend structure that doesn't really say rush in here and try to figure out the exact candle it turns. Let it just actually do it. When you take all the other shit coins and you look at it, EOS, all these guys, he's a big cap, right? And I map big caps up there. And he's correlated heavily to that. But the shit coins have all different market caps. None of them are really different. That's what I've shown you the whole time. and you take it as a bear market from the climax point, you know, at Christmas, at the top of 2017, you just had some slight outperformers in the big cap basket over lots of the other smaller tiers. But overall, your bear market's really not done. And to really look at a bear market, like how a bear market finishes, like Litecoin is modeled after the internet bubble. So back to the internet bubble, IXIC is the internet bubble, right? The NASDAQ. And take him out of logarithmic real quick. And really look at this. Like, this is the internet bubble. This is the crash. This is 2017, 2018. But it takes some time before you're in a place where this actually can occur. You know, for all intents and purposes, you could wait quite a while to play just, you know, this part. So if you were going to actually repeat the NASDAQ fractal fully, you're waiting to see that die, which is pretty much structurally that, the grandma level of Litecoin. That's what you're waiting for to fail. That's the same structure if you look at it now. Can you see it, KJ?
Yep.
Alright? It's literally, turn off all this fucking bullshit on here. See it? This hump
Yeah.
is this, the housing bubble of Litecoin.
Yep.
So that's what you're actually waiting for. It's structurally identical still to Litecoin structure. This is literally the housing crisis just happened. Everybody see it?
The same thing.
Same exact thing, right? So you crash, and then people think, oh my god, we're gonna make it back, and then fuck you. And now you can piss off for the next decade. That's really what has to happen. A complete destruction of everybody's like, the internet. You know what? Fuck this shit. Now you can pump. You have to kill everybody. You can't keep hearing off season. The people who are internet fucking bubble crazy over here, those people are fully fucking dead here. They don't exist. I'm like a relic of this market. There is almost no one from the late 90s you'll find who's still around that can tell you the emotional structure of this, because that's what it takes for a new bull market to emerge. All these motherfuckers need to fucking die. Die, fucking die, and stop your altcoin season, you fucking tard, die. Then you can pump. Some crazy TA, right? But you get the idea. Did everybody get the point? When you stop having morons on fucking Twitter with like 3,000 likes because they said the same stupid fucking thing they got wrong for the last 18 months, then you have a chance. Alright, let me see if I can catch up. I'm still behind like by a mile. Let's see. Anonymous cheer again, respect, no kitty. Don't hate on my kitty. Philadelphia, respect 1,000. Right, you gotta adjust the trend line to the geometry. Huh?
He said, so when BitLord dude dies, alt season begins.
I wish nothing bad on any individual, but when you stop hearing stupid people say the same fucking thing that's not right all the other times, you know what I mean. Izzy still remembers me whooping Winchester, that's right. Winchester's such a good sport. You took that ass kicking like a man. He showed up from where? Where's he been? Winchester. Activate Ross, yeah. I think we covered that IPO thing. There's a little too much technical stuff in there going. I'm gonna sidetrack this entire show to do that one. You have to come join us in Discord for that one. Will the video of the indicator be available? Is the video of the DMI indicator available again? Actually, why yes, I have all of them. So we will watch those in the church together from time to time. We'll go back. So all the archived old Twitches, I still have them. But we're gonna rewatch those just in church. So if you guys know about the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, you should probably look into it. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. The Tier 3 church is not accessible anymore through Twitch. This is only people into our Discord that we meet and see are not complete fucking assholes. Then, you know, we can talk about it. Let's see. Does repo rates having some big moves give any insight into the state of the economy? The repo rate spike, gave insight to a liquidity crisis in the market that the Fed alleviated really quickly. And I hadn't seen anything like that since November 2008 and the banking crisis when, the overnight markets froze up and the Fed had to do something similar. I don't think that move necessarily warrants like massive fear, and the repo they're doing in 75 billion is like per day. It's not like 750 billion like some people thought it was. I think it does take there's some liquidity constraints in the system, but I don't think it means there's panic yet where we are. Damn, I just got to the comeback part. Holy shit. Biggie Smalls, respect. Look at that. Making it rain. We doing that shit in Fortnite too. Phallic TA strikes again, god damn it. What happens when all the stupid people get wrecked? The same thing that happens in all crash cycles and stupid people get wrecked. You have to destroy it to rebuild it, that's nature. I think I caught up. I'm almost there. I see EOS, I caught up. Cool. What's my take on SoftBank and WeWork? They fucked up. that's all you need. So I think there'll be another Bitcoin type coin where no one is the main man or CEO has the answer to the Senate. Wait, what? Do you think there will be another Bitcoin type coin where no one is the main man or CEO or has the answer to the Senate? One that is really decentralized? No, I do not. Centralization is the natural order of things. That's what you just watched in crypto. That's the way it always works. Well, the Fed already said they're going to expand their balance sheet, so they fully intend to pump again. What are we at time-wise? KJ Dime. 132. I feel like I try to keep it to a Rekt hour, and it just gets longer.
Okay, yeah, my side was like an hour and 32.
Damn.
Also.
It doesn't feel like 3 hours, right? Because I wouldn't sit down and watch a 3-hour movie all the time. That should kill me.
My ears let me know when it's time.
Yeah, people don't want decentralization. What do you see these guys doing right now? They're filing a lawsuit to go to the government to save them from the decentralized fucking nightmare. It's exactly what I told people in 2014. When you fucking need to bitch, what are you gonna do? Ask for fucking help? Because nobody wants something without recourse. That's what fucking crypto is. That's why there is no adoption for grandma or anybody else. Nobody wants to accidentally send fucking 100 stacks to the wrong fucking place and then can't get it back. That's an insane idea. And then have a fucking currency that's fluctuating at 6 times the beta of the S&P. It doesn't preserve value. It's fucking not stable. It's hard to use. It's slow. It's just not shit. And ultimately, when all's said and done, tether this, Phoenix that, government saved me from my nightmare. Centralization is the only way it works. And the reason that everything in the world that we live in, including the solar system itself, is centralized because anything else would be chaos. China shows you just how powerful centralization really is. They can move like a fucking machine. They're like the Borg because of it. And they will kill anybody else who's less efficient. So over time, nature will eradicate the inefficiency. And decentralization is just that. Dude, how dope is that fucking Thanos in the background? That's fucking hot. Do you see that? Why are you hating on me? That shit's hot. I don't care what you say. Any other questions? What you guys got? So hour and a half. I think we're probably gonna wrap it up here and not kill you anymore. BTC Booger, yeah, I discussed Tesla early on. Covered Ether BTC, we covered the fucking indexes, we covered LTC, some gold. What's this guy, Ether BTC? Someone asked about Google Stadia live streams. You guys want me to start talking about fucking streaming games right now at the back of an hour and a half? Y'all don't want to go to sleep. KJ, fucking KJ will be sleeping in the streets if I fucking do that to him. I know you can't see the screen. I'm not showing stuff. Just give me the chart. Give me the chart. I'm looking at this. This is just a zoomed in Ether Bitcoin on stamps. You know, and like we talked about the box range. I'm on a different exchange than what I showed you before. But you know, what am I in? The Dow chart. This way. Ether,
Erectile dysfunction, TA.
please don't do it. Oh, what was this one? That was supposed to be, I think, a fucking torch and turned into a fucking ice cream cone. Not sure what's going on over there. Where's the ETH BTC chart I used? That's not the one I used. Ether. Oh, somebody's by Nappy time. Correct. Oh, this chart's crazy. Oh, so consequently, this chart's pretty cool. You want to see something neat? I made this chart in 2017. These are my targets for it back then. He's actually just reached my bear target. But I made it back about here. This is the original shockwave. And actually, just now, Ether BTC's reached my bear target from then. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yep.
He hit all my targets. So from this range, this is the date I actually gave it to my channel. September 4th, 2017. He hit my target 1, and he missed target 2 on the low side, but he made it. It's a decent area. Basically, really with the support of the original shockwave of 2016 that launched the entire parabolic. So it's a worthy area. Like I said, there's a box range to pay attention to. I can't remember where the fucking one I just had that I drew the other stuff on. Where the fuck is it? I don't know where it went. I had when I drew that stuff on. It might be the other chart. Huh. Where'd it go? Maybe I accidentally erased it all. I didn't do anything else. I don't banished my box range, but you guys remember. So, like I said, you know, some of these shit coins on BTC, yeah, they're pushing. This is dominance, obviously. You're watching Bitcoin dominance. I have a dominance graph, actually, I think. I'll finish with that. Let's see if I can find that guy. One sec, let me find him. BTC dominance, Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, I do have that chart. So let's look at Bitcoin dominance actually from 2017. Yes, I mean. Let's see. BTC, USD, stamps. Holy crap, that's fucking crazy. Alright. So this is Bitcoin dominance. And really, if you look at it like from the crash point, like one of the biggest fucking moves against BTC was really in the crash. Right here before the end came. Let's see what we got in the daily, make this a little bit better. This is relative performance I'm looking at. BTC's biggest reprice in shitcoins was really right here, right? BTC dominance collapsed against shitcoins in the end of 2017 and trenched. But from this point, from January 2018, BTC has effectively been in a bull market against every shitcoin out there. That's all it's really been doing. So the entire alt season narrative that you guys have been getting fed for literally fucking 2 fucking years out here. Okay, what just happened? Right. I'm going to zoom into that point. So take you to the bottom of the crash, 2018, and BTC dominance. And that's BTC dominance. This is effectively a bull market versus altcoins that has been raging for 2 fucking years. And fucking crypto Twitter has told you alt season alt season, and effectively had you short directly into a Bitcoin bull market versus shitcoins for 2 fucking calendar years and killed everybody. When I'm telling these people dumb money doesn't know it's dumb, that is what trying to catch alt season looks like. Now I've taught you a lot about trends, right? What was the fucking smart move? Buy Bitcoin. Wasn't everybody saying Bitcoin's of course gonna change the world? Why won't anyone buy fucking Bitcoin? Which means don't hold dog shit that you know it won't use. Buy fucking Bitcoin. Not against a dollar maybe, or maybe yes now, but the reality is, this is what every idiot's been up to. It's fucking bananas.
Yep.
That's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's in a bull market for almost 2 fucking years. Just not the way you were looking at it. And none of crypto got it either. These morons literally fed you into the front end of a speeding train repeatedly just to get likes. And the worst part is the bulk of you actually enable these morons because you don't call it out, so they keep doing it to you and you keep getting punched in the face and coming back for more, which is fucking your own fault. You couldn't have people telling you something this fucking stupid if anybody would just keep track of this. Have they gotten all season right yet? Look at this. That's Bitcoin dominance. Who in their right fucking minds wants to sell into that? If it's about assets and valuation and BTC is better than this shitcoin or that shitcoin, then buy BTC and dump the shitcoin. Don't compare BTC to a fiat ledger that fucking settles oil transactions globally. Velocity of capital through the ledger? How much fucking velocity of capital do you think is going to BTC versus fiat? But how much velocity of capital is going to BTC versus fucking, I don't know, Fat Tom? Just common fucking sense, right? BTC dominance is telling you something a lot more than when shitcoins are gonna pump. It's telling you that BTC is a superior asset by a fucking mile.
Yep.
So you come back here to the original pump of the market too. That wasn't different, right? Before you got to the climax, well, I have it just from summer. BTC after the summer 2017 really began to destroy shitcoin values from that moment. And then everyone who held on to the shitcoins that were losing going into the climax and were like, I'm still making money in USD, got fucking annihilated in USD, then got wrecked in the remaining BTC by sitting in the shitcoins and just lost it all. It's a lot of ignorance it takes to sit there and talk about hodl when this is the reality of what hodling means. It means you were short a bull market in the fucking coin you said was the one coin that was going to change the world. What crypto fucking zealot and enthusiast is actually short the King Kong coin of fucking crypto for 2 calendar years saying when off season? That's a fucking idiot. And that's a memo. But you know what I'm saying? So hopefully that gives you some perspective on how fucking entirely ridiculous CT is. The greed and the fucking degenerate behavior of crypto, honestly, trends are paved with the dead bodies of those too ignorant to get out of the way of their own biases. When alt season is the biggest bias that generated the biggest fucking bull market since fucking BTC dollar, and it's BTC versus every goddamn altcoin you've been fucking hodling. Take that and stick in your fucking pipe and smoke it. Broken prophylactic. Anyways. No, they don't give a fuck about you. That is true. The sooner you figure that out, the sooner you start giving them a chance to fuck you in the anus. But no Vaseline.
That guy blocked me with mad quickness. That crypto bull guy.
Oh, who cares?
Just respond to the guy in chart.
Uh,
Yeah, you call them out, they block you real quick.
So, I hear that crazy noise again. Is that thing?
Yep.
So, I think that's a good spot, right? That we covered some good shit. So, hopefully you got a little perspective on some stuff. Hour and 44. It's like literally, bro, I think the last one's hour and 47. I did not plan that. It's fucking crazy. So cool, man. You guys come back with some questions from the next one. Go through both of these Rekt hours and make sure you review as much as you can. And repetition is always key to having these ideas sink in. And come back and ask us some more shit about it. The Stadia thing, the streaming games, promise. I'm gonna get to that shit in the next one. Because mobile games, streaming games right now, I think is a big deal. PlayStation 5 just got announced. The game size has got to be something fucking crazy because I can't imagine what an update size is going to be because we're waiting like half hour at a time to get to play Apex or Fortnite. It's like 20 fucking gig patches. So what's going to be a 200 gig fucking download to get a game on PS5? I don't think that's viable. You know, people don't have that kind of time. I think Stadia and having games that are updated on in the cloud, you know, computers and accessible for everybody at the same time, ready to go, is going to add some efficiency that everybody's going to demand just because of, you know, productivity and society moving at the speed it does. I don't think you can keep people busy downloading significant portions of time of their awake hours and make that viable going forward. You know, internet speeds could get bigger, but if 5G is going to be a thing, that I think 5G opens up mobile connectivity and the horsepower of all the mobile devices and controllers being now able to work with iPhones and other mobile platforms means that mobile gaming is really where the fucking gaming market's going. VR, AR is going to be the thing that I think becomes platforming at home, and then the horsepower of things like the iPad Pro and other things that can plug into these cloud gaming networks are gonna fucking show people that you're gonna be walking around with mobile PS4s basically. So I think you have to be able to move, and EVs are gonna, you know, create a productivity arc that people are gonna be in motion a lot more, and they're gonna be hands free. So lots of cool shit I want to talk about that. AR glass in cars, VR fucking game studios. I think there's a lot of cool stuff coming. 2020 is gonna finally, I think, look like what we thought the future was gonna be in the mid late 90s. So we shockwave long enough. I think it's time for a markup in all things: civilization, tech, all things. Respect Spirit of the Bull, Fractal Out. Thanks for the bits. Who threw me the fucking through the pennies? BTC Booger, Square Mario 369. Thank you, sir. The magic of 369. If none of you ever looked that up, you should look that up with Tesla. It's very fascinating shit. Thanks, Rekt. Glad you guys like the stream. KJ, you got any other closing words? Anything you want to throw in there? KJ Nomics. Did we lose him?
No, I had muted myself. No, the show was a lot of fun, man. And a lot of content. I'm personally going to be rewatching. There's parts where I was like real quiet because I was paying close attention. It's good stuff.
True that. Take notes. Hope you guys saw some shit that, you know, opened your eyes to something, gave you some new perspectives. And, you know, if you think about it, watch it, and come up with a question. If you ask a question about it and we can engage a convo about it, we'll all learn more about the idea anyway. So see what you come up with, come back, and tell us what you think. If you guys like the show, you know, definitely throw KJ a shout out on fucking Twitter, and if you can on Instagram or Facebook, if you're on those places, you know, leave some thoughts on there and let us know what you think of the show.
Good
Shout
night,
out from
everybody.
Brazil. Thank God. Word up.
Brazil.
Shout out from the bottom of the planet.
This is Brazil.
Alright, guys.
Beautiful.
Catch you in the next one. And we are out of here.